Welcome back, Tarnished Stoic here, and I believe I've found what is the best early game farming spot. You can come here from the very start of the game, and it is the place to farm up until probably about level 80 or so. At that point it just becomes a little bit too grindy, so let's show you where we are on the map. Alright, so we are up in the northeast corner of Dragon Barrow, which is the northern part of the greater Caelid area. Now it seems like it's really far away from where you start out in Limgrave, but it's really not that bad because there is actually a portal over here on the eastern side of Limgrave. Now the way to get there, this is your Church of Ella. This is the first place you should stop whenever you come out. Once you get over to here, or here, whichever of these two are your third bonfire, you're going to meet Melina, you can get your torrent. And once you get torrent, you can head south, and you can head up this road. And this road comes to the third church of Marika. You're just going to go right around the Marika church, and there's a little waypoint here. Now you find out about this waypoint from an NPC named D that you'll meet later on in the story. However, this waypoint is here at the very beginning of the game, whether you know it or not. So if you come here, it will warp you all the way up to the Bestial Sanctum, and that's part of, there's an NPC up there that you're going to meet, and he's going to request something that you collect from him, and you'll give him those, and he'll give you something in return. I won't spoil that for you. Outside this main door, there is a beast, a big, like, half dragon, half man looking thing. Don't attack it, it will absolutely wreck you, even at, like, high levels. But if you run past them, this whole little plateau up here, there's about 30 or so of these little guys up here, and they give out 1,100 runes per kill, not including their weapons, which give you an additional 100, not including their armor, which gives you an additional 10, and if they drop their throwing knives in a bundle of 5, that'll be another 50. So there's very easily 250, 300,000 per hour runes on this plateau. This is the actual armor that they drop. The headpiece, the headgear, is absolutely atrocious, ugly. But the rest of it actually doesn't look too bad. It's kind of got this cool kind of druid ranger feel to it. Looks pretty cool. The weapons that they drop a curved sword that is technically a halberd, and something else. None of it's really impressive. Speaking of weapons, something else we learned real quick. We'll just take a look at this because this is general information that's super useful. Yeah, here are the knives that they drop. And after you collect 30 of those, they will immediately start going to your stash. So whenever you go to sell those off, I would go to the round table, I would sell them to the blacksmith, and as soon as you sell a 30, go back to the table, rest, come back out, sell another 30, go back to the table, rest, come back and sell another 30. That's just the fastest place to do that. So, but taking a look at our equipment, we found these different talismans, and I made the assumption, like some others may have, that these talismans only work for the specific weapon shown here. So you might think that this, curved sword talisman only enhances the guard counters on curved swords. That is not true. It does indeed do it on all of them. In this case, it gives an extra 20% physical damage. I tested this in Limgrave on very lightly armored enemies so that I could get as accurate a number as possible. I'm not sure how much extra posture damage it does. This was just one-shotting those guys, so there was no posture breaking to be done. And there's no way to physically calculate the posture since we can't see the posture meter. But it does add an actual 20% extra damage to your weapon. So if you find these different talismans and you want to run dual blades, or you want to run daggers, or you want to dual wield anything, maybe you want to use this twin blade talisman that you found down at the bottom of the Weeping Peninsula. Maybe you like charge attacks, so you want to use the axe talisman. If you want to enhance your stamina reducing attacks against blockers, the hammer. So these are not specific to these particular weapons, and I just thought I would throw that information out there because it's super useful. I use guard counters quite a lot whenever I actually am using a sword, and so that works awesome with a great sword like this. However, if you're going mage, either glintstone or faith with your seals, that's not really going to affect you too much, so maybe you'd prefer to have some other thing in there. If you're doing a battle mage kind of build like I'm doing, you may end up mixing it up. Just to show you what these guys look like, this is usually the first one in my route. I usually do this in a clockwise fashion. These little guys over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, these little guys, so they have this little saw thing here. Yeah, and these guys look cute and adorable, but they have dragon claw, that thing. And let me just show you. Like I am a level 82. Okay, well, he decided to be dumb. Yeah, these guys hit like a Mack truck. And if he does his little jump up combo, he can like one-shot you with the combo. Yeah, these guys are no joke. So if you're coming here early on, if you're mage, you can just kind of range them down and stun lock them with glintstone pebble. If you're going a melee build, as long as you're not heavy load, you can crouch and sneak up on these guys. Many of them are, most all of them are spread out. You will find some clusters, like you'll see like there's one back over there, there's one back over here, and then like right up over here, there's like 3 of them. There's like 1, 2, 3, and then another one right on the other side of this hill. So if you wander in and say like hit this guy, you can get jumped by like 3 or 4 of these guys real quick. So if you're really low level and you're having to rely on backstabs, maybe you leave these 2 alone, but you can still hit all of the others. And if you're using torrent, it just speeds the whole process up. And particularly if you're a mage, you can just ride around and, you know, just ride up to one of them. You're just going to have to manage your endurance, because your spell casting does cost, endurance. It's going to cost you some of your stamina, so you'll need to manage that. And then refill as needed. So that will get you pretty high. Like I said, I leveled it up to about level 83 here, and kind of fixed some of the deficiencies in my build. I've been neglecting Vigor for the longest time, as well as Endurance, and moved that up to 30. But Intelligence up 25, so we're actually fairly tanky. We can actually take some hit. We've been a glass cannon pretty much up until now. So we actually have a much better build just off this one farming spot. So obviously this won't be the best end game if we're looking to get into like the 100, 120, 140, 150 range, which is probably what real end game is here. This just becomes too tedious after 80. But yeah, I would say follow this and start your playthroughs out here. And like I said, all you gotta do is take that portal, come into here, and just head down the road. There is a, you may have noticed there is a golden seed on the way down here. It's up here on the left. Yeah, you can see it up there past this guy. That little mini Erd tree crop seedling that's growing up here. So you can pick up a seed there. And farm that up. There's a dragon down here, and we have not fought him, so that is what the rest of this hour is going to be. We're going to fight him now that we're not so super squishy. It'll be interesting to see if we can actually survive fights with dragons. And if we can, then we're going to start killing some dragons and collecting some dragon spells, because we have leveled into Faith a bit, and it seems like in the early game, sorceries are way better than incantations, but we haven't gotten a hold of any of the dragon spells, so hopefully those are super badass, and hopefully Faith is much better in the late game. I'd like to determine that before we get to the point where we can respec and I have to make a decision on whether I want to go Intelligence or Faith. So we're going to go down here and fight this guy. It looks like we can use a summon. Also, I'll mention for the leveling, yeah, your damage, getting levels are great. Whoa, yeah. Let's try that again. So getting levels are great for keeping you alive, but they don't up your damage. If you're looking to up your damage on your armaments, whether they are weapons or your stabs or whatever they are, or your seals, you need to be getting your smithing stones and upgrading those as quickly as possible. So you would still need to farm, even if you get to level 80, you could get here and get their weapons and get their armor and all that kind of stuff and still really have no real damage output. Just leveling your intelligence as mage or just leveling your strength as a melee is only one part of the equation. That's only half of your multiplier. The other half is the weapon damage level itself, and that comes through upgrading it. Alright, so let's try this. Oh, where's Torrent? Get back up. So yeah, he just immediately killed Torrent and then immediately killed me. So it seems like he's just not meant to be messed with. Try it one more time. Actually, let's see if we can roll for the flames. We get iframes in the roll. Yeah, let's go sword and board. If this doesn't work, we'll go back and we'll see if we can pick on Agil. Nope. No iframes in the world are gonna save you. Okay. It was worth a shot. Alright. I kinda half expected him to be that kind of... But we never did go fight Agil, so let's go fight Agil and see if that's actually him. Let's see if we can beat him. I would really like to start getting some of these dragon spells. Testing them out. It'd be awesome if he just like wasn't here, and that was just part of the network test, and that's not actually a fight that happens. Not. There's the music. Oh, I didn't equip the other... I didn't equip the healing spell. Alright, it's alright. We'll use the flask. I feel like sword and board's probably the way to go. Oh, and actually I do have the spell that heals allies as well. Really? It's gonna hide over there on the side. Now let's go to the Grace and add some healing. It's a one-time thing, that's a continuous thing. Let's go that way. I think he's gonna be fine. Actually, we can get rid of this waypoint here. Really? Stupid dog. This stupid dog. Don't get off the torrent. Don't get off the torrent. What are you doing? stay on the freaking horse. Seriously. Come on down here. Let's have an actual fight. Oh, are you serious? And you despawn. What? Okay, no. Get up. Oh my god. I wish you'd stop jumping off the torrent. I'm not pressing that hard on the left stick. Set this to the one that heals me and him. Don't know what the range is, though. Actually. Yeah, that was not what I meant to do. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's do that. Get a little extra armor there. Do the fire damage negation and there we go. Where's our load? Okay, we're in a medium load. Not that it matters too much on the torrent, but I can't. Why can I not cast skill? Faith. Maybe I can't cast it because I don't have any health loss. No, I still can't cast it. Why can I not cast it? That is crap. Requires 12 faith. I have 20. Got him. Go and pick some of these up. And you don't despawn? Really? Okay, buddy. Still don't know why I can't have... Oh, I can't do it because he's holding the reins with his left hand. Because he's holding the reins with his left hand. Really? Can't do anything with the left. That's crazy. That seems like that shouldn't be a thing. Ah, well. Let's head over here and turn in this and see what these dragon. Oh, your arcane's got to be up too. Dragon Maw. Dragon Maw costs 62 FP. That's got to be short range, right? That's not. And it's got to have 16 arcane. I'd have to put points into arcane. I got to put points in here just to do dragon fire. Oh, man, this build. This build is spiraled out of control. I need intelligence and faith and arcane and... that's alright. Two more. It's arcane 12, 13, 16. Faith would have to push up. I've got the faith there. I would need another 4 in faith and another 6 in arcane to get that one. Oh, I might not get to test that for a while then. But I do really want to test this Dragonfire, so I'm going to cut the video here, and then we'll come back after I've grinded a bit more up in Dragon Barrow. And we're back. So we are now at the Divine Tower of Kaled, which is where we do our testing on our high level stuff. And we have now gotten our faith up to 13. So not only can we now equip and use the new spell, the new Dragon Fire spell. It's called Dragon Fire. Whenever we get the next one, which requires 13 faith, we'll be able to use it as well. So we're gonna go here, we're gonna test these out real quick. I'm gonna use Rejection to take care of one guy, and then we're gonna use Dragon Fire and compare that how that works against Glintstone Pebble. So first off, let's make sure that we have what we, yep. There's two knights down here. The first can be gotten rid of pretty easily. You're rocking faith, and you got the rejection. Just walk up and... Oh, he didn't fall off. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Wow. Let's try that again. That is not how those fights normally go down. It's usually he gets rejected and then the other one gets spammed down. Glintstone Pebbles. So let's try this again. I don't think we had many souls left. We just leveled. Here we go. Okay, so now he's gone. Yeah, you can really be interrupted with this thing. Yeah, that was... Really, dude? Alright. Full MP bar. Let's try this again. See how much. Yeah, that took him down with more than a full bar. Effectively took him to half? Yeah. And there I used maybe a quarter and got the other half. So right now, my sorcerer is about 4 times more powerful than even the dragon spell, but there's two main things here. One, my faith is only at 20, where my intelligence is at 25, so there's that difference, as well as my staff is at 10, my Clawmark seal is only at 7. So that's two different multipliers that are both smaller. So if I had to guess, once this is a level 10, and once I level Faith up to be the same, they're probably on par. The thing there is, that's a really long cast time. And it just doesn't have the range that, that sorceries have. Glintstone Pebbles, I mean, it's not an infinite range, but it's certainly able to take enemies off the high ground. It's able to spam enemies down before they can rush you. So, like, just for comparison's sake. This is what that typical fight looks like if you're not using any faith. Alright, that's half a bar. Less than a full bar takes out both of them. And for the most part, they were pretty close to stun locked the entire time. That one there, I have to dance forward and backwards. If I go back too far, he'll sneak back around the corner. If I get too close, then he'll rush me down. So you have to do that kind of little spacing dance with him. But, yeah. Like, it's a really quick cast time. Right, and that's with not putting any amount into dexterity other than the original Wretch's 10. So, it seems like maybe the damage for Faith comes up to be the same as intelligence eventually. Certainly isn't that in the early game when you have access to a bunch of like crappy spells. The damage on these other spells are absolutely atrocious. Like that Catch Flame and O-Flame and this Fireball and this Flamethrower thing. Even this black ball of fire thing. Just, it's not like you think, okay, this is a big boy spell here. Right, this isn't the normal fireball, this is the big black fireball. Right, black flame. Sounds menacing. They do AoE, but so does Glintstone Arc. And has cleave and can hit more than just a couple of dudes. Right. So we almost got him with a bar, but we almost got one guy with a bar. Not almost got two of them. Yeah. So seems like the conclusion is, unless that other dragon spell is just off the charts, but then it's like 62 freaking casting costs. Between the stun lock and the range that you have for Glintstone, it just seems like that's where you want to be if you're trying to do a ranged melee build. If you're going to do Faith, Faith has healing and a bunch of really cool stuff. There are some really like great utility pieces in here. You can heal your summons if you want to heal your summons. You can cure poison. You can, give yourself buffs as far as against flames and magic. But all that stuff you can do in crafting as well. You can lighten your footsteps, so that works really well with the rejection. So you can sneak up on dudes, then knock them off cliff. This darkness is pretty cool. Even if you're standing in their face, if you throw that cloud between you and them, they'll lose track of you, and a lot of times they'll turn around and walk right back. So if you walk in on an enemy and they come towards you, cast darkness, they'll just stop at the cloud, lose you, and then they'll just turn around and start walking back to where their post is, and then you can run up and get a critical backstab. So there's some utility here. But it seems like Faith is more like this, all this that you think is going to do some good stuff. does nothing. You can buff your sword with holy damage, you can buff it with poison, you can buff it with black flame. This is a crap spell that does no damage at all. The healing for yourself and allies, the urgent heal, those are all like cool. There's some holy damage. Didn't even get to test what that does. Releases poison mist, so if you want to poison enemies, but again, doesn't do a whole lot of damage. So it seems like if you want to go the faith route, you are definitely going with a paladin build. You are a, you know, sword and board, sword and shield, axe and shield, whatever weapon and shield that you want to be, and then you're using faith in order to kind of supplement that to buff your damage with holy or poison or black fire or whatever. Cure yourself of poison or whatever. Maybe you're, getting in some hits with, Assassin's Approach and Darkness. But if you're looking for just a straight up mage build, Glintstone is the way to go. And the fact that you can get this super early, or the fact that you can start as the astrologer and just start with Glintstone Pebble and Glintstone Arc, I think. I'm almost certain you get Arc as well, but I know you get Pebble. That's the best spell in the game right there. Like, hands down, not even close. And if you need to take out multiple enemies, you got that. Then the last one, you want some utility, there's Starlight. If you're gonna run a dual build, maybe you do that, which is probably what I'll do. Like, I think my loadout is probably... Oh, and here's the weapons that those little dudes drop. They drop a halberd, like a little sickle-looking halberd, and then they also drop this saw, which is also considered a halberd. So, if those look cool and you like the sinister look, want to use those weapons, they're not bad base damage at 121 and 126. That's not too bad. Strength Dex, and Dex is a C. So yeah, for Dex players. If you want to go quality, maybe that saw. Gonna go Dex. Go that way. So it looks like my build is pretty much at. I don't even know that I need that anymore. Wonder if that affects how much I heal. Let's assume it doesn't. I don't need it to cast. If you're only, the other thing worth noting, if you want to splash into Faith, get yourself a seal, the Faith on this is only 12. Like, that's not bad. The Faith on the one for you healing you and your allies is 12. And if you're doing urgent heal, it's literally just 8. So if you want to splash into Faith in order to get yourself some healing, really, you don't have to put a whole lot of resources into it. You do have to get yourself a seal, though. Alright. So, took care of a Gil. He's taken care of. So that actually is all of Limgrave. So let me figure out what I want to do next, and then we'll wrap up this video with that. Maybe we go fight another dragon. I don't really care to get melee versions of faith spells. If I'm going to do that, I just get a sword, so don't really see a need to come back out here to get these other 2 spells. Maybe I will at some point in endgame, but I have a feeling I'm going to go back to doing this. But I'm going to cut it here for a second. Alright, well, it seems after doing a bit of exploring, I totally missed something. Turns out our mage dude from Stormvale Castle, I forget what his name is, he's now here at the hold. Seems like every NPC I meet is eventually coming back to the Round Table Hold. So we're gonna talk to him and see if he's got some new dialogue and maybe some new stuff to sell me.
Ah, we meet again after all. I apologize for any offense given by my bearing, but I'm quite unable to move, you see. So, what do you need?
No new stuff. That sucks.
Ah, you defeated Godric and claimed yourself a great rune. Looks like we both got what we wanted out of Stormvale, didn't we? Well done, friend. Something to mark the occasion. Go on, take it.
A rapier. And it starts at +8. Whoa. Okay.
As you might have guessed, I still can't move. My fighting days are behind me. No need to be polite. I've no use for it anymore.
Hey, tell me about D.
So you've met D. D is an old friend. We found ourselves journeying together for a time, bound by our exploration of death. But our paths have since diverged, never again to cross. Though that's hardly an uncommon fate for two friends.
I wonder if there's things that I can get out in the world and bring back to him the same way I can the Faith guy. To expand his, because D gives me the holy spells. Oh, you can tell me about Roger. Tell me about Roger.
Are you acquainted with a man named Roger? You know, the piteous fellow hiding away on the balcony.
Piteous.
He was a formidable spellblade in times past.
Can't help he got hurt,
Don't let
man.
his easy air deceive you. He was wise beyond his years, stout of heart and clear of mind. No more, though. You see him now, ravaged by thorns, muttering and rambling, like he's half dead already.
He seemed coherent to me.
Stomach to watch. Take well the lesson, friend. That's how you end up when seduced by those who live in death. When grace is sullied, it rots people from the inside, breaks them.
Okay, so no new spells. Proper litany of death. I'd have to raise my faith up to 17 even to test it. I have no desire to test it.
Ah, well then.
And I have everything from you. And now that I took that talisman off, now it says I can't cast these things.
May the Golden Order...
Alright, so let's see what this big boy sword does, this rapier. X17. I'm gonna be using that. So yeah, it's significantly less damage. It's more posture damage, though. It's got a Ash of War on it. Oh, is that the what is that? Actually, I can't. So I won't even be able to equip it. I can duplicate that, right? Can we put that on my sword?
Well, I took you for no matter. It's all lay out your arms then.
Lost Ashes of War. Oh, those I've found on a couple of vendors, but I forget which ones. That's what I want to duplicate. Okay. Do you... No, he doesn't. He doesn't actually sell anything. Let me check the wiki real quick here. Okay, so it looks... Okay, so it looks like down here in the Weeping Peninsula, in the isolated shack where this merchant is, apparently I can buy one from him for 3,000. Where are you again? Oh, yeah.
Unusual.
That's where I found it. There we go. That's what we're looking for. What else did he have? Ooh, that's a big boy sword. Stomp, uppercut. So I guess I could just technically buy weapons just to get their Ash of War and then duplicate them across to the weapons that I want. That's interesting. Those are 1,000 a pop. What do you craft with that?
Have a safe trip.
Alright. So, let's go back. Get this duplicated across.
Well, I took you for dead. No matter. Lay out your arms then.
Grants affinities and armors. Grants magic, which is what we want, and I think that's the one that like sends the flying swords out. At least that's what the picture looks like. Actually, I think I have to do that at the table. Yeah. Okay, so on this blade, let's... Oh, we didn't have to duplicate it. We could have just taken it straight off of that one. And we definitely want to do magic. Oh, and that's a B. Oh, wait. D intelligence. It doesn't matter. If it gives me that Ash of War, I might use that instead of Glintstone Pebble. Or use it with Glintstone Pebble. Alright, let's, Oh. Let's go test this. See if this is what I think it is. It is what I thought it was. Does it stay with me whenever I'm... Oh, it does. But you can't... Okay, let's see if I can recast it. $235 in a burst. Oh, you can't recast it whenever you're... That costs almost nothing. Okay, time to go test this. See if this actually is better than Glintstone Pebble. Yeah, actually, we don't even care about the spell. Don't care about the spell. Come get it. Okay, so that's interesting. Whoa. That does some posture damage. That's awesome. That's totally awesome. Still doesn't have the range the Glintstone Pebble has, and that's the advantage of Glintstone Pebble. But it does add some burst upfront damage. Man, I feel like that was just more efficient. That's super cool. Alright, let's tinker with that just a little more. Particularly in like oh! What? That sucks. I guess there's got to be some balance. That's super annoying. That's not... People gotta put messages right there. That's really annoying. Okay, so you have to be facing that way. Oh. Ran down there like I had a sword in my hand. I swapped to the staff mid-animation. Okay, it's gonna take some practice to get good with that, but I think particularly in like more open areas. So we're not getting rid of Glintstone Pebble, but yeah, see this is just not, it's not even worth casting in here. No. It totally just broke his posture, like, single cast. Yeah. Should have figured a heavy attack was too much. Okay, so that's the hour. We're going to go ahead and cut this one. I'm going to play around with this a bit more and figure out what next I want to explore and start the next video up on that.